The following program is hosted by immature, irreverent, obnoxious, and often disgusting young men. Listener discretion is advised.
This time on Nude Clan, gum job at the Flying J.
Shall we play a game?
Player to another.
Turn on the TV, pick up the controller and play some games with the Nude Clan.
All right, welcome to another episode of Nude Clan. I am your host, Caleb Craig.
And this is Cameron.
Caleb Schweiss.
Joseph Goulier.
Yes, and today we're going to be talking about the voice actor strikes on Warner Brothers.
I have seen some news clips on that. This is very interesting. I don't want to learn more.
I don't know shit about it.
Yeah.
Especially
Didn't
with
even
like,
hear about it.
like writers on the Batman series too, right?
What's that?
Writers on the Batman series as well? Strikes?
Well, as far as I know, it's just like the voice actors.
Okay.
And they have a union that is striking several video game companies.
Okay, so you're going to tell us the details.
Union for voice acting.
Some of the deets. Before we get to that, what has everybody been playing, Craig?
I have been playing World of Final Fantasy. I've been playing...
How is that?
It's, same as I said last time.
Oh, okay, that's right. Yeah, you did tell us about that one last time.
I did, yeah.
I forgot.
I've been playing Batman Arkham City. I've been playing The Stick of Truth. And I have been playing Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2. Yeah.
Why do you play those Dragon Ball games?
Because I enjoy them. Because I love Dragon Ball Z. Because I grew up on it. And those games are fun.
I went over to his place and played a little bit with him. And yes, they're a little fun if you're not playing against him. Because remember, Caleb doesn't allow you to learn the game before he fucking kicks your trash.
Those games are different from normal fighting games. You had a chance the entire time.
I can attest that they're fun, but I would never play through one all the way by myself, I don't think, unless there was a reason to.
You mean for like the hog?
For the hog, yeah.
Well, clearly that's not a reason for Cameron.
Okay.
So, are you done?
Yeah. That's
Okay.
it.
Yeah, are you fucking done? Jesus.
I have been playing against mostly Neverwinter and some Battlefield. Neverwinter's a game you have to just spend so much time grinding to get anywhere. So I felt really bad about that. So last night I was going through the games that I had to find a game that I could beat before today. And I asked Cody if he had any games. He didn't have really any physical copies of PS4 games. I've downloaded the Deadly Tower of Monsters. Is that right?
Yeah.
All right. And then in hopes that I'll beat that soon to add that to my list. I have the two games that were suggested to me on Twitter that I need to download and play.
What games
were
are
those?
I haven't looked it up, so I'm not going to spend time looking it up right now. But then I was looking through stuff. I'm like, what would be a fast game to beat? I have this copy of Black Ops 3 that's been sitting here. I haven't played because I'm tired of the Call of Duty series.
Oh, you own that?
Yeah, I own it. It came with my
PS4.
My
Oh.
PS4.
Yeah. Like forever ago.
Oh,
but we
cool.
didn't get it, so
You
we
have
never
it?
played it.
No, I don't.
Yeah. So I thought, hey, these campaigns are generally pretty short. I can stay up pretty late and knock this one out. So I stuck it in and had a download for an hour.
That's,
so I'm like,
that's the usual thing.
So I'm like, nope, because I deleted it off my PlayStation before. And looking at my beated games list, it's probably a good thing I didn't play and beat that game.
Yeah, because like 95%
Your
are shooters.
beated game list?
My beat
Or
game
90%,
list. My beat
I
off
guess.
list.
Exactly.
Well, that's a secret list.
I can tell you my beat off list.
Yeah.
Maybe not right now. Let me compile a list and I'll get back to you.
Have you ever? No, never mind. How about you?
Have I ever what?
Do a blog post for it.
Fun.
Yeah, a blog post. My favorite porn stars.
I do sometimes, like, if I find one I like, I'll take a note in my phone.
So you already have the list, is what you're saying.
Check out
Well,
this catalog.
I thought I was bad, but Jacob Wright from Super Sexy, he he knows like the porn stars. He's like an encyclopedia. So when I said a porn star's name, he's like, "Oh yeah, she's cute." And like
And it's just like he just like has it in
got
part of the
flashcards.
conversation where it's just like so normal as he's oh yeah her, and she does this also with this guy. You're like,
we don't talk about the guys. I don't think anybody talks about the guys.
Yeah, the one that bends in half and kind of just does herself. Space fucks her. Yeah, she's great.
All right.
Contortionist extraordinaire. All right, so I have been playing Final Fantasy XII Revenant Wings. I'm playing the shit out of that. I've brought it to work with me, hitting it up on my breaks, whatnot, what have you. It's a
What have you?
DS game, so it's pretty mobile. It's a weird RTS/MOBA kind of hybrid. I think it's probably a little bit more RTS, but it still feels like
It's bizarre.
a MOBA at the same time. It's weird. It's the weirdest thing. What I'm getting out of this series, this Final Fantasy series, is you don't really need anything else. If they were to come out with a first-person shooter, it would be it. That would be it. All you would ever
the
need to
series
play.
pretty much has every type of game.
Yeah, third-person shooter, awful, sure, but it's there. Dirge of Cerberus. You got fighting games. You've got the RPG. You've got the action RPG.
You've got racing stuff.
Yeah,
in some of the
Chocobo
games.
racing. There's, it's fucking madness.
not qualify as a racing.
There is a Chocobo racing game.
Yeah, I own it.
So there is a game specifically for racing chocobo.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's it. This is all you need in your life.
Just
That's why-
Final Fantasy. It covers all the
I mean,
bases.
it will be, with the exception of the RPG games, they will be subpar versions of
Of some of these categories, yes. Not the best, but still representative of their genres. So I've been playing a bunch of that. I hammered through South Park Stick of Truth. I played, dude, on Sunday, I think I was an hour and a half into the game, and then Sunday I decided I'm just going to play this till I beat it. And I sat down at 11 a.m. and played it until about 10 o'clock p.m.
Oh,
And I got to Mr. Slave's anus, and I got stuck on the bird inside his ass. He kept killing me.
Oh, okay.
And
The
he kept
Sparrow
calling
Prince.
me he kept calling me an anal plaything. It was pretty funny.
I am just past the aliens.
Oh, nice. That was a good part.
Yeah.
With Randy.
Yeah, I think I'm roughly about halfway through the game, according to what I was looking up.
Maybe
Maybe a little bit furthers.
Furthers.
Maybe a tiny bit furthers.
Yeah, a little bit.
So I've been
How many
playing.
farthings is this game? How much must I depart with today?
Let's see. I don't know if I played Battlefield this week. I don't think I did. I think it's just been those two.
I don't think I played Battlefield.
I played this a little bit to fill up some empty time, but other than that, I haven't really played it.
I'm trying to finish all of these other games so that I can get to games I want to play. And I did purchase the what the hell's that?
That's the porn star that he made a note of.
I was like, wait a minute, I have made a note recently, and then I looked and it was totally right there.
And why does that not
It was
surprise me about what the name
It was
like?
proof of concept. Like I had to show you.
So
I wasn't
Oh,
lying.
we didn't doubt you. Believe us.
yeah, I'm gonna be joining Cameron and Joe. Or no, is it? Yeah, it's Cameron and Joe for the
What's his name again?
Armored Core 4 answer. Yeah. Josh. Cameron
How many
and
people have
Josh.
called me Josh or John when they first meet me? Nice to meet you, Josh. And I just kind of, okay. And then I move along.
I get called Kevin a lot.
Kevin.
Dude, there's a kid in my
You kind of look like a Kevin.
dude. No, okay. Yeah, so that's about all I've been playing. What about you, Joe?
I have been playing 12 Revenant Wings as well. It's odd. I mean, for the listeners who don't listen to Ultimate Final Fantasy, it must be kind of weird that me and Schweiss always play the same games together.
Yeah, it would be kind of
So
weird.
I have played
Part of their relationship. That's how they connect and bond.
I know. It's part of our podcast. So I've been playing
That's a
Revenant
good one,
Wings, although I am not nearly as far as he is. It is sick.
Yeah.
This guy are sick. And what else? What else have I played? I've actually played quite a bit of stuff.
I've
this
been told that version of Revenant Wings is harder than the Japanese one. So
Yeah.
you should feel good about yourself, Joe. You're playing a harder version
No, I'm
of a
stuck,
game.
so I'm not. I don't feel good about that at all. I've also played South Park: Stick of Truth, and I played Real Estate Tycoon online. It was like it's like a phone game that I tried out. I also I've played a lot of money games. I played that cash flow game where you like try to get. I don't know, you know that Rich Dad Poor Dad guy?
Yeah.
Yeah, he has a board game, and that board game is online. So I was playing with that, and then I also played Game Dev Tycoon a lot last week. So
How'd you play with the mods like you said you were gonna?
I did start playing with the mods, and then I realized I didn't actually like the mods. And
Oh, you
so
didn't like the mods
Yeah, I
that are
reverted
better?
it. At least some of the mods that I put on were screwing with
What
the
ones
game.
did you add?
There were some that were good where it like told you percentages and everything
Facebook
like
stalking your teacher.
No. Okay. I hate to interrupt, but there's this dude in my class, right? And I saw how he looked, and I was like, oh, this guy looks like a Cameron. And his fucking name is Cameron.
Oh my god.
I was so weirded out. And he's got the Cameron thing where he, like, the way he talks is just like how you talk. He's got, like, a really good voice for being friendly, and he's, like, really chipper and talks kind of
have
quick.
to be at work.
It's like the same man, except for he's more more Jewish looking. He's got a huge nose. And
Yeah, he has a fat. I have a long nose. He has a fucking fat nose.
it was freaky, though. I was like, God, I wonder if that guy's name's Cameron. And then we introduced everybody. I was like, oh, my God, his name's Cameron. Like, it's just like a Cameron outline. Like, yeah, there's Cameron look.
Cookie cutter Camerons.
Cameron should come out with like a clothing line. It's like just only
Just for Cameron.
only long sleeve flannel shirts and nice watches.
I have button up flannels
Cameron
as well. I have
collection.
short sleeve button ups as well.
Oh, okay.
I got the ones that are long sleeve, but you can like roll them up, and there's a button.
I like
to pull
wearing
sleeve
the
in.
type of shirts where I can tuck it in at a moment's notice and be slightly business casual.
Oh, okay.
The Cameron collection.
Yeah.
By Cameron for Camerons.
Made in Cameroon.
Oh boy. So yeah, Game Dev Tycoon this time around, fucking hard as shit. Yeah, it was easy when I played it the first time. Like I just went through like one solid game, and now this I had to restart the middle section or whatever when you only have like 4 employees. I had to restart that like a bunch of times. So
The game can be rough.
it can be. Like, if you don't put out the right stuff, it's just like, fuck you. You're losing all your money. It was tough. It was tough. But I think that's about it. Yeah, I played a bunch of like free games. I had a couple days where I was doing nothing, and I should have probably been playing South Park. But
Are you liking South Park?
yeah, I do like South Park. There's some things about it that are kind of clunky,
Like the mini
gameplay
games,
wise,
perhaps?
and I'm
You mean where you're learning the stuff?
Yeah. Learning.
Yeah.
It's like
yeah, I had to look up a YouTube tutorial on how to do it correctly because
Yeah.
it's like the things that it tells you is not actually.
Yeah, they're
what,
asinine.
yeah,
It's
they're
like,
not actually what you're supposed to do.
Especially the one with the special fart, the sneaky squeaker.
Yeah, that's the one I had to look up a YouTube video for,
Yeah.
where the guy had the controller on the video and he just showed how to do it. It's like, oh, you just follow the
Yeah.
lines.
I didn't
You
get it
don't-
forever
You don't
either.
follow the images that say do this with the sticks.
Yeah.
Why would you do that? All right. Right.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that in the review.
We'll talk about that in the review.
Just wait
2
till you
weeks.
get to the clinic. That's the greatest.
Okay.
Ah, dude.
All right.
It's pretty great.
Okay. So we've all been playing these games, but did anybody beat a game this week?
Beat a game, you say?
Oh, that noise is so satisfying.
Oh, what the heck was that?
Got loud at the end.
Try it again.
Now it's loud as fuck.
Yeah, that's how it's
Yeah.
supposed to be. All right, Caleb Craig, have you beat a game
Let's
this week?
let's start with Caleb.
We are.
No, you.
Cameron, did you
tell-
beat anything?
No.
Okay.
That was
I
a
didn't
given.
beat anything either.
All right, I beat Final Fantasy 12 Revenant Wings. No,
Oh
I know.
my God.
South Park Stick of Truth. Put that on there first.
Okay, South Park Stick of Truth.
And then Revenant Wings.
And then Revenant Wings yesterday, yes.
Good.
I'm just gonna put South Park stick. There's not enough room.
Then just Rev Wings.
Heads up, you're going to need a new paper, Joe.
We are going to need a new paper soon.
There's a backside.
No, there isn't.
Oh, this paper is like dying though.
That's the one that has his dick dragon on the back.
Damn it.
This is not even my ultimate form.
I didn't know it was a Balchinian. I didn't see that before.
I think
that was a later edition.
Oh, okay. Well, it's a necessary
Oh, there's some
one.
curly Q hairs off of it too.
Yeah, it's got some pubes.
I don't think those balls were drawn by me.
I think they were.
Were they?
Who else would fucking
I didn't
draw
put balls on that
balls?
dude's face.
I didn't either.
You should have made his lips balls, though. That would have been like...
No, he's got this weird fucking... Ugh.
All right, so Caleb Craig, have you beat a game this week?
I beat a few games this
Okay.
week. I beat Batman Arkham City. I beat...
Wait. We got Batman Arkham.
that was
written.
Arkham Asylum.
Okay. Shit.
Just do Arkham City.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I beat World of Final Fantasy.
You beat it?
Yeah.
That was quick.
Yeah, it was
it's
only
not
like
a
25
50-hour
hours.
game. The Japanese are liars. All liars.
And then I beat...
They just imagine that people are going to play it to perfection, not the stupid American way.
Maybe.
We just
I don't
do
know,
just
dude.
enough to get by.
Well, they also make games harder for us because they know we're better at like games. They like intentionally are like, oh.
Now, I think things have just like they switched from where they were in the early 90s. They
Yeah, the
just,
Japanese used to be the...
they used to be like, it's too hard
Because
for
the
Americans
Japanese
to play. We
people-
need to make it easier for them.
And now they're like...
Now,
because the Japanese
now when
people
the
spend
15
all day
demo
long at
comes
work.
out, the Japanese people are like, this game is hard.
Actually, on average, Americans, I think, work more
this
hours
game
each
is
day.
Than Japanese people. The Japanese have a word for dying because of work-related stress. They have a word just for that.
for working too much.
For dying of work, yeah. For actually passing away because you
Look
work
up
too much.
salary man.
I'm looking up average work week by country.
Okay.
Keep going, though.
Okay.
All right, and then I beat Stick of Truth.
All
Fuck
this
you.
week.
You got a fourth
Yeah.
one, you dick.
And then I beat Dragon Ball Z Universe 2.
Dragon Ball Z Universe 2. So you beat
Xenoverse.
all the games that you were playing.
Yep.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. It's pretty nice.
All right, we do need a new paper.
All right, here's the average annual hours actually worked per worker. United States is sitting at number 18 at 1789, and Japan is sitting at 23 with 1729. So we work 60 hours more a year, 1 hour more
On
a week,
average.
a little more than an hour more a week on average. Yeah, and that's not. I don't think that's counting salary. Or I mean, it is counting. It's a whole amount of. Yeah, you know what I'm trying to say. All work.
I mean, an hour difference.
An hour a week. But yeah, that's not that much.
I don't know how to do Hog Status Part 2. Because we had them all in a line here with the numbers.
You gotta like staple.
Oh, I know what I can do. All right, I know what I'm going to do. I'll
Just
work on it.
continue the list on another page.
So, we do have Hog Status reports for the month from everybody. Not just from you guys who just beat a game, but everybody out in the world who is willing to give us their Hog Status updates. By the way, guys, there's always, you can always use the forum to give us your updates at the end of the month. And also, we have a nice little tab at nudeclan.net that you can click called
Why
Hog
so
Status.
incredulous, Caleb?
You fill that out, send it in, we get your numbers, and it's wonderful.
The
US
despite the thing spinning all the time, it does send it to us.
The
So-
U.S., speaking about the work hours, the U.S. average is 34.4 hours a week. What the fuck?
That's
They're not even working. Japan's not even working full time. And neither are we. Anyway, sorry, I had to.
every worker
I work
ever,
full time.
probably.
I think it's a total.
So it's not a breadwinner status.
No, it's not full hog. Like India.
All right.
One.
So speaking of hog, motherfucker, all right, We got the Nude Clan Hog, we got the Super Hog. In case you're new to this, the Nude Clan Hog is how many games this year
That you've beaten.
have you beaten. And with the Super Hog, it's that and it's much more. It's full media consumption, and the only way you'll know the Super Hog requirements is if you go to nudeclan.net, click on the Super Hog tab and fill it out. So, Nude Clan Hog, the video games beaten this year. From all the people who've sent it in, Joe from Michigan is in last place still with 2 games beaten this year. Followed by...
Peasant.
Hey now.
Plebeian.
Hey now. These are listeners. Be nice.
Oh,
Be
Jesus.
nice.
Someone.
Matunica is at 5. Joe from Michigan is it's ahead.
Yeah, he's
Matunica's at 5. Strike Knight is at 7 games beaten. Disa Auckland is at 8 games beaten. Danny 83222 is at 9 games beaten. Cameron, our own Cameron
You
Wilson,
overcame Danny.
10 games beaten so far this year. New user named
roll.
Abrak is at 11 games beaten this year. I am at 14 games beaten this year. The Scott Spot. He's the Scott Spot, man. He's got 18 games beaten this year. Schweiss is in 4th place
Jeez.
with 26 games beaten this year.
Fuck, man. That's an 8-game gap between those two.
26.
What's it gonna take to overcome the next person?
Skull Hottie is in 3rd place with 30 games beaten this year. Caleb Craig is in 2nd place with 31 games beaten this year. And Jacob Wright,
Who doesn't count.
our Nude Clan Hog King for this week, is at 37 games beaten this year.
That's sick.
That's pretty fucking sick.
I need to borrow.
How are you gonna catch up, Craig?
I don't know. I'll just do it.
I have my ways in my free time.
Well, I did just be like 4 games in a week.
The Super Hog is as follows. Matunica is in last place with 799 points. Schweiss is in 2nd to last place. Caleb Schweiss is at 843 points. Followed by Danny at followed by Danny at 944 points. Scott Spot is at 1,136 points. Strike Knight is at 1,221 points. I am at 1,249 points, thanks to some marathoning of Parks and Rec every night. And someday I'll get back to the South Park that I was in. Caleb Craig is at 1,771. That's pretty good. Disa Auckland is at 3rd place with 1,929 points. Jacob Wright is at 2,115 points because he owns a billion fucking games. And then Joe from Michigan, way ahead because of his comic book collection, 13,111 points.
Do we all combined? I don't even think everyone else combined catches up to him, do we?
No.
Wow.
The sick thing is, those are all gifted to him. He didn't even buy them.
They were obtained legally,
the hog is
unless they
about-
fell
They
off
were
a truck.
obtained legally.
That's true. That is true. Obtained legally is the prerequisite.
Yep.
Damn it.
So, congratulations, Joe from Michigan, Jacob Wright, Disa Auckland, and Jacob Wright, once again, Caleb Craig, and Skull Hottie for being our
Joe could do nothing for the rest of the year and still
winners.
win and be the winner.
Joe from Michigan will, yeah,
so
pretty
you can
much.
just take it easy from now on with your 2 games beat.
yeah.
Yeah, I feel like he's taking it easy already.
But if you're going like with rankings with averages between the 2 lists, which I know we're not doing, but to me it's like it evens out.
He would be mid-range.
He's like mid-range.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would be like probably lower mid-range.
But we have yet to do our Ultra Hog or whatever we're gonna call it.
Yeah, that one's going to be sick.
Yeah.
That one's going to require some real sit-down time. And like, you're going to have to sit down for 5-6 hours. It's like doing your taxes by hand. And you got to send us the form. It's
800-page document.
It's the 6969 hog form. That's what it is. Dude, I kind of want to come up with that. Column A minus B.
Well, that's kind of how it is on the site. I mean, we had to do it on the back end.
Yeah. It is kind of how it is.
Anyway.
But
All right. So Are we going to talk about some news with some actors? Is that what we're doing?
Yeah.
All right, let's get to it.
From the beginning, this negotiation for the actors has been about safety, respect, and a little bit of shared prosperity if a game is wildly successful. And we've been told over and over again that that's just impossible for them, even though everything we're asking for is based in precedent and is common practice with actors in any other medium.
We've come to a conclusion on some things, but those are the things where we were forced to say, okay, I guess we have to trust you. And then the other thing, the back-end compensation, they have categorically refused. It's like, we don't eat pork, so there can't be a pig on the farm. Like, we won't touch it. And that's not negotiating in good faith to me.
Yeah. They won't tell us what game we're working on. I don't know anyone who's willing to go to work and not know what they're working on. They won't take into consideration that screaming "grenade" for 4 hours can cause permanent damage to one's voice. And so we wanted to shorten those sessions. That was impossible for them. We said we wanted stunt coordinators to always be on set so that people weren't swinging from the rafters when they're doing motion capture and getting hurt. They said, oh, there's no problem there, even though we have people who've gotten hurt. And then we said if a game is wildly successful, is making $500 million, $750 million, $1 billion, everyone should be able to share a little bit in that prosperity. They said, that's not how we do business. And after 19 months of trying to come to some compromise, they forced us into this position.
All right, so a union called SAG-AFTRA. I don't know what it stands for.
That's what people say anyway. They just call it SAG.
Yeah. A voice actors
know all
union
about
has
SAG.
called for...
It's Screen Actors Guild. If you've ever seen Team America World Police, they call it the Film Actors Guild in order to call it FAG, which is really funny, but they're SAG.
That's pretty good.
So you have to work on a film set, and did you get your SAG card? And then they get their SAG card, and then they're eligible for other things. Anyway, go ahead.
Anyway, so they called for a strike on Warner Brothers games, and there are several reasons, but the big one that they...
Your games suck!
The big one that they want is there's a proposal for like residual back-end compensation, so they get stuff for the games.
Anything to make the games more expensive.
And then I guess there was a complaint that the companies and their chief negotiator, I guess his name is Scott Whitland, he's their lawyer and stuff, devalued the performers. One of those performers, JB Blank, who voiced many characters in like the Arkham games, most notably like Bane from Arkham Origins, claimed that Whitland said the companies could simply have staff people do the voice work instead of paying for voice actors to do it.
Yeah, that's how they used to do it, right?
Yeah, we know all about that with Symphony of the Night, don't we?
Yeah, the bathroom recording.
Yeah.
No!
They just got a convo. They put like a microphone in the bathroom and they just caught like...
We need some sick reverb on this.
Yeah. Can you turn that up to about times 1,000,000, please?
Yeah, and then JB Blank says that the fans buy the games for like the voice acting as well as gameplay, citing that like Mafia 3, which he directed, took 6 months, 95,000 scripted lines, and over 200 characters each.
The main argument I would say against that is there were a lot of people who were upset at Grand Theft Auto 4 because it didn't have a major voice actor like Grand Theft Auto San Andreas did. It had Samuel L. Jackson. Vice City had Ray Liotta. I mean, they have some big names in these games. And they're like, oh, they got some nobody actor to play the main character. They felt gypped.
But were they, though? Did it change the quality of the game?
The main character's voice acting is awesome. GTA 4 has problems, but it's not with the voice acting.
Yeah, the voice acting is pretty good in that game.
So,
despite its shitty game.
All right, so we'll get to our opinions on this in a second.
Yeah.
The company representatives that claim that SAG has only 25% market share in video games, which means like basically that the video game companies only use around 25% of members from SAG for their voice acting.
That's interesting.
They don't have exact numbers, but that's the number that around 25%.
So 75% of their voice actors are not part of the union.
Yeah, they're not part of the
and
union.
thus they're not protected by the strike at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a dumb. I think. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's and
Is it really protected by it though? If they can't
and
work?
then SAG states that members have a much higher share among top-selling games, which is another reason for the strike, I guess. And then the WB spokesman said that SAG is striking against the very video game companies that are its biggest advocates and the largest clients of the union in the talent industry that overwhelmingly uses non-union performers, basically stating that usually they only use around 25%. So they're striking against companies specifically that use their members, which he's basically saying is a bad move by them. But then the union comes back saying that the strike was authorized by 97% of those who voted on the issue around a year ago.
Wow.
So 97% of the union people believe that there is a problem and they wish to have it corrected.
Is the reason you haven't played Metal Gear Solid 5 because Kiefer Sutherland is now who is part of SAG, by the way?
Motherfucker.
Oh God! I mean, has that really affected your game buying?
No, I haven't played those
I
games
would
because
say-
I haven't played the first one all the way.
I would say I probably would have maybe bought it before if it was the original guy, David Hayter. I like his voice more. I think it's better for Snake.
I haven't played the game, so I don't know
Admittedly,
how Kiefer's performance
Kiefer
is.
is essentially Solid Snake,
But
so it's not
Kiefer
a big
is
deal.
like if there was a movie made of Metal Gear Solid, Kiefer Sutherland would play. He would play Solid Snake.
Yeah, and then they would just dub it with David Hayter again. Colonel.
Anyway, that's what I mean. What do you guys think about voice actors and their role in whether or not you buy a game? Because that's really what it's all about. The reason why dividends are paid to some stars on movies that are made, they're actually taking their cut from the producer's cut. The reason that happens is because that's part of their contract, and also the star he'll add a significant him or her will add a significant amount of box office in theory to the movie. But does it really affect games in that way? What was the game that just had Kevin Spacey in it? That was
It was one of the Call of Duties.
Yeah, it was Advanced Warfare.
Advanced Warfare.
all right. Is the reason people bought Advanced Warfare because Kevin Spacey's face and voice was in it?
I don't know. I think they bought it because it was a Call of Duty game.
I
That's
think
kind of
so,
a hard
too.
one to judge.
Because
Same thing with
I was
using
looking at my
Jon Snow
games,
in
and then
Infinite
I looked
Warfare.
at the back, and I'm like, Kevin Spacey's in this game? That's how it went. That's
And it's the same. They're doing the same thing with the guy who plays Jon Snow with Infinite Warfare. Or
I
whatever.
saw that too. I was watching the trailer. I was like, "Is that
Warfare
is fucking
yeah, I
John?"
remember Caleb fucking texted me and he's like, "Is fucking Jon Snow in the new Call of Duty?" And I was like, "Yeah."
I've known about this for months. I read an article about it. But for me, a good voice acting helps. It just helps you become more immersed in a game. But you don't really notice it. But you notice fucking bad voice acting when it gets super cheesy and super bad. But that's not something you usually appreciate until after you bought the game.
Yeah, that's true. It's not something you would even know how quality it is until the game is
I
purchased.
guess, does it affect how many people return it? I don't know.
Also,
I do know that with audiobooks, I return audiobooks, the voice acting's just too much.
Look at how look at the really big voice actor stars. You've got the Joe. Is it Joe or John DiMaggio? It's John, right?
yeah.
John DiMaggio. We have James Arnold Taylor. We have, I would say, Gideon Emery, his personal favorite. These guys, do they really bring, did we play Destiny because I knew Gideon Emery voiced a side character in it? No, I didn't play Destiny because of that. Would I play Ratchet and Clank because I know James Arnold Taylor voices Ratchet? No, I wouldn't do that. I didn't play Final Fantasy X because he voiced that.
But you will watch a movie because George Clooney's in it.
I will, yes.
Yeah.
It's a different thing. We
It's
get
totally
a full,
different.
It's not that they're not actors and they're not respectable.
What about Beyond Two Souls having Willem Dafoe and Ellen Page in the game as both in their likeness and their voices?
That's basically them starring.
I do
in a
have to
movie.
say, though-
that's different though. I would say that's a step above what.
Well, they
normal voice
actually
acting.
use them in the advertising, though, a lot more.
I do have to say,
they
though,
use Kevin
having
Spacey.
Liam Neeson in Fallout 3 was awesome. Hearing his voice be the voice of your father, who that was just so cool.
Yeah,
I
who
love
wouldn't
that.
want that guy as your dad, right?
I will find you.
And he wasn't that way. That was
I
a
don't
completely different
Did you buy
choice.
Fallout 3 because of Liam
No,
Neeson?
when I bought Fallout 3, I had no idea who Liam Neeson was. It was like 2008, right? I didn't care about actors or stuff like that.
Well, what about did anybody buy like Destiny because Peter Dinklage was the ghost
No,
guy?
and
I didn't know he was
did it
until after I
over.
bought
Well,
the game.
See, and the thing
They
is,
did his part over because it was such a bad part.
well, that's the thing. People were angry about it, but some people also really enjoyed it, and then they covered
Listen to
over
him.
it with
no,
a different
because you
voice
played
actor.
the version after that was dubbed over. With the release of the new thing, they did over a few parts, and his voice is one of
I
them.
think I played that game before that. release.
Before then,
Yeah.
Well, the reason why they replaced it is because he sounded like a
bought
robot,
Destiny
and they
when it
didn't
was
want him to play a
$60.
robot. But
He bought it on release.
Hey, how about this? Let's say, would you buy a video game if Christopher Walken was one of the voices of the main bad guys?
Yes.
I would, but that's because he's awesome sounding.
Because that would be like it would probably be a comedy, honestly, because that's usually what he's in, and that would be fantastic. I love Christopher.
Did you
Walken.
watch Deer Hunter with me?
Yeah, I did.
Was that
I watched it.
hilarious?
It was hilarious in all the parts that he
He's
was
laughing
in.
the whole time as he's holding the gun to his head.
I was
Yeah.
in this game, and it was great.
You should hear Kevin Spacey do some of his imitations, and one of his is Christopher Walken. It's awesome.
Yeah, I've heard it's pretty
Yeah.
good. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I agree with attempting to get a percentage off of the. I think that's totally negotiable if they know that yes, in this one game, Willem Dafoe and Ellen Page are in it, and those people will probably have a contract that will allow them to have some residuals. But it's not a television show. Usually with television shows, that's when all the actors get something, or at least most of the big ones. With movies, most of the time they don't get residuals like that. Just the main ones do. So this is an odd thing to ask.
Yeah, and it's also odd because they're only
Of course,
capturing
video games do make a shitload of money.
Yeah,
So they want the piece of that, I'm sure. And actors never, they hardly get by, with the exception of like the top 50 actors. They're all starving to death.
for voice acting. Is that what you're saying?
All of them.
All actors, yeah.
All actors.
Top 50? I don't buy that.
Yeah, those are the ones
There's-
getting the big paychecks.
Jake
These people
Gyllenhaal is not top 50, and if you get $1 million to make a movie, you know how much I've made in my lifetime?
I think
Nowhere
Jake-
near that.
Jake Gyllenhaal
and
is
I'm
one
still
of the top
alive.
actors right now.
Is he really?
Yeah.
Oh, whatever. He was
When-
in Everest,
no,
a
no.
fucking film that's budget was tiny,
He's been in a lot of things lately,
Budget
dude.
was not tiny, but
not as big as it
no,
could have been.
you know, above the line actors and below the line actors. You know what above the line is?
No.
Okay, above the line actors is the people, like, legitimately, when you look at a movie poster, if their name is above the title, they're an above the line actor. Jake Gyllenhaal is above the line actor. That means he's top performer. That
Yeah, but
means
if he's
they
the
pay him
only
millions of
noteworthy
dollars.
actor in the movie, of
And they're
course he's
using
gonna be
those
there.
names to sell the movie. If the actors' names are below the line, they're not using those names to sell the movie, usually. That's how it works.
I don't know, man. I don't know if
no one puts actors above the line in a video game. No one does. I
Well,
mean,
it's
we've had a
different,
couple.
though.
We've had a couple of things where it's like a big name movie actor being put up,
And
but
it's different,
voice actors
though.
are just not. They don't sell.
Voice
the
actors are
games.
supposed to complement and then increase your experience. They're not selling the
Yeah,
game.
they don't have- I
the
don't-
game sells the game.
I don't think
so.
they-
Voice actors is a totally different thing.
Yeah, I don't think they have the clout personally to drive sales to that
I don't think so
extent.
either. I think if I were Warner Brothers, I'd be like, well, we'll deal with the 75% that aren't SAG.
Yeah, I would
related.
too. And the thing is it's not that we're trying to disrespect
If I were Warner Brothers.
their art or their ability. I mean, you can tell when you have a good voice acting.
Yeah.
God of War versus
And they should pay them.
Symphony of the Night, it's worlds better.
I think they should receive like a decent paycheck. And if you're like one of the top tier voice actors that people want you for their game because you're just talented at it, then yeah, you should receive a
Yeah,
bit
I think
more.
David Hayter is one of the few that should.
But
get
I didn't know that-
like 1% off of that.
I think if you're a decent voice actor and you continue to have all these games that you're doing, then your paycheck should go up.
Right, but then at the same time, we have voice actors that have other strings of income, like James Arnold Taylor's YouTube videos are huge. Like his YouTube channel's massive. He's making tons of money off of YouTube. So is he really
tons.
gonna? is he really going to complain about?
It's not tons. It's like $2,000 every 1 million views.
I keep telling myself if I ever make
me look.
any additional money over what I need, I'm going to invest it immediately into something. Multiple income streams is the way.
Congratulations.
So if I'm ever like these guys who have a separate income stream and then I can then invest and live off of that, then I'm going to do whatever I want. I'm going to go be a voice actor for a video game because that sounds fun.
Well, some of the things that I've seen when I was looking up several of these articles about this was that I guess some of the actors, like on average, are making around $400 a day, and they come in for a few days.
That's above
to
SAG
do
minimum.
probably
What's SAG
around like
minimum?
4 hours.
SAG minimum, I believe, is $120 a day, or it's like $220.
And then I guess
You can look that up. Actually, look.
And
up
then
SAG
I guess a few of the members are actually getting like back end compensation, like stock options.
It's not 120,
but it's
120
like
is
nothing
minimum wage.
major. But I mean, that's still like an kind of nice kind of thing.
Yeah.
So.
All right. So James Arnold Taylor's YouTube, he makes between either $388 a year to $6.2 thousand. So it's probably
So
around.
it's like nothing.
It's probably around $5,000 because none of his stuff is
Yeah,
going to be.
YouTube is not
copyright.
like this gigantic stream of income unless
Yeah,
you're
but there
doing
are other
huge
things that they
things.
do. I mean, when you look at
Yeah,
someone,
if they have sponsorships, they'll make some money. It's the same with podcasting.
if you look at someone like I don't know, Bill Clinton,
What
the
we're
guy
trying to
makes
do.
millions doing speeches.
yeah, that's true.
These guys can do the same thing if they're big enough.
Not Bill
I think
Clinton, no.
James Arnold Taylor could do that, and he has done that. He's done events where he's made money off of it. They
I'm
pay
sure-
you to come speak.
I'm sure, once again, the top 50 make plenty of money. It's
Yeah.
everybody else that is not making any money. And so I know why SAG is doing it, but I don't actually think they have the clout to do that.
No, I think it's going to backfire.
Not with video games. With movies, they do. And everything in the movie industry in Hollywood is entrenched in unions.
Yeah.
So if you have anything that's union, it has to deal with other unions. Otherwise, you just have a completely non-union film, and then likely will probably suffer quality because of that. Because everybody's in the union who, is worth their money.
Yeah.
Right. But with these voice actors, I mean, it's unfortunate, but at the moment, they do not have the clout to do that. If they just said, okay, we need everybody who's interested in voice acting come join this union, then they might have some more power.
Maybe.
But
yeah.
if only 25% of the actors that they're pulling in for these video games are unions games, well, then
Well, and the sad part is some of the games that we've played, like there are voice actors that do a worse job than we could probably do. You don't deserve to get paid very much if that's what you're doing.
Yeah,
I'm not
that's why I
saying
say
that's the case.
you get paid on skill. If you're good enough, you get called back to do another game.
Well,
and
yeah,
pretty
that's
soon you
how
have
it
you
is.
have a portfolio. Then you're going to get paid a decent amount to act. Yeah. If you suck, then you're not going to get paid very much because no one wants to put you in a production.
Yeah, so I wonder were there any big names associated with this?
The biggest one that I saw was the JB Blank who did Bane in one of the Arkham games. I didn't really see a whole lot of other ones. I know that there are some big ones with this, but I don't know who they are.
on Limit Break Radio, they talked to David Hayter about a year ago about possibly doing a strike
For this. Yeah.
for this. Yeah, so I assume he's part of it.
I know that they did do a strike over at EA, and I guess that they reached what they wanted to with them. That's good. And now that they're onto WB, that they still have several other places that they're going to go for.
These large gaming companies, they do have the money though, and maybe they're just mad that they're undercutting the actors.
Well, they might have the money, but I mean, they should be able to choose how they spend their money as a company. They shouldn't be
you're right.
forced to.
You're right.
Of course, at the same time, if you don't want people to join a
but
union,
if these people are
you pay them more. That's how you avoid it.
these people are actors and they need to live.
Yeah, I understand that.
So
but-
that's the
Well, okay, and then some of the other
they need
issues,
to be able to retire at some point and have money in a pension.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I mean, so do people that deliver pizza. But does Pizza Hut need to be paying them $50K a year to deliver pizza? They need to retire
They
at some
do
point.
offer
They need
stocks and things like that.
I don't think that's
So.
enough there, but
All right, some of the other issues that were involved in the strike are like transparency. They want video game companies to be a little more lax on their privacy stuff because I guess some of the actors don't know what character they're going to be playing, or like whether or not it's going to be like a sexual part or some stuff, because they're super secretive about everything, and they don't really tell them anything until like they're in the booth, like reading lines and stuff. So that's one thing that they're pushing to get, is a little bit more transparency, so that actors can know who they're playing beforehand and what type of character it'll be.
It's because if they tell too many people what the game is about before it comes out, then
yeah, but that's
looks like Hader is involved, or at least he was involved with the initial strike. Same with the girl who played the female version of what's his face in Mass Effect, Shepard, Jennifer
I can
Hale.
get saying, hey, this part's going to be kind of like this. Are you comfortable with that?
When you do auditions for movies, you do have to tell them straight up if there's nudity in it.
And look, if you can get Emilia Clarke to get naked again in Game of Thrones,
It's voice acting.
I know it's
You don't have
voice
to be
acting,
naked in the
but
booth.
it's
you should be. I would be naked in the booth. I would be, if I were to
we're
get
all
into the
naked
part.
right now. What are you talking about?
true, we are the NUDE CLAN.
Yeah, my freaking ball sweat is sticking me to my fucking chair right now. It's disgusting.
You should get this fabric chair. It
Let me
just
lap that
absorbs
up
it
for
right
ya.
away.
Have you noticed that? Have you guys noticed how, like, when you have a day where you're really lazy, like you seem to just like sweat more? You ever had that? Because the day I played South Park for 8 hours,
Are
I
you
was
just
like,
too lazy to mess with your thermostat? Because that's usually what it is.
no, it's cold as hell in here now.
No,
But,
it's perfect,
nice.
actually. It's
Fuck you,
actually
people.
Sure.
Fat bastards. No, like whenever I have a day where I just play games, like my body just somehow just.
I'll have to
gets
admit, if
all
I don't
stank.
take a shower in the morning, I'm looking at you, Joe. If I don't take a shower in the morning, then I just feel gross the whole day. So if I
You
take
feel
a
gross, but you're fine for a podcast, so you
No,
should come
you-
on time.
you mean come early because you guys want to start early, because you guys can throw around the schedule whenever you want.
Start earlier.
Yeah, I do want to start earlier because it gives me the rest of the day.
Well, be ready at any given point then. They're in the morning.
Be on call.
Yeah,
Get
be
your
on call.
pager on ya.
Yeah, we should all get pagers. Yeah.
I'm at work. Fuck you guys.
The past is the future.
Yeah.
So they want transparency.
I could see that being fair enough.
Yeah,
They
want
should do that regardless. That's
Yeah, I guess they're just super secretive about stuff. That's all I know about what
gives
they
a
want.
shit?
They want some more safety for like stunt performers for like motion capture, I guess. They say
that
they
is
ignore the need for like stunt coordinators to help with safety.
No, that's that one I agree with totally.
And then another one is vocal stress. Like they say that the performers insist that the 4-hour recording sessions, which is like I guess a norm, is of screaming, wailing, and like gnashing teeth, stuff like that. Is
It needs to be less than
results
4
in a
hours.
little bit of medical damage on their vocal
I was going to
cords.
say I should apply
And
for
could
vocal
be-
stress at work.
And the way that they had to, I guess, a way that they asked to avoid this is to have like a 2-hour recording session and then do one later,
Based on the type
next
of
day
performance, I
or
assume?
like soon after, but not the
But
same
the problem
day.
with that is
Those are all fair things to ask.
Well, maybe.
I don't know about that back end stuff with the money, but all the other things about work environment conditions, I think that's totally
Well,
Yeah, I
if
think
you're
that's-
in the union though, and you're okay, say I'm a video game company and I'm trying to make a video game. I need someone for 12 hours. They go on with this. They get everyone to agree to cut the recording time from 4 hours a day to 2 hours a day. Suddenly I've got to pay somebody for 6 days instead of 3 days, even if my video game didn't require them to gnash their teeth or growl a ton. It was just standard voice acting. Now I'm going to pay double the cost to create my video game.
No, obviously.
For
they
what?
wouldn't-
For a rare situation or an
Well, I
offshoot
doubt that they would
situation?
ask you to pay you $400 for half the work.
No,
I mean,
it's
it
going to
would
be the same cost a day, Caleb.
They pay per day.
That's-
It's per day.
It's per day.
So I'm now doubling my costs
He's right.
of voice acting, even if I don't meet the prerequisites for them enacting this in the first place.
They're still negotiating. I mean, they could negotiate that it'd be a little bit lower per day per if they do that kind of thing. I mean, come on.
I don't know, because there's so much in there about pay. I don't think that's going to fly.
Maybe
They want stock options and shit.
Well,
they're
no,
not gonna get
some companies do give them stock options already. That's just something that they're asking for some of their voice actors.
Yeah, I don't know. Doubling
They want
the
the
cost
mailbox money.
instantaneously. I don't know if that's going to go.
Yeah. So anyway, some of the other places that they're going to go after WB is Activision, Disney, and Take-Two Interactive.
We're all going down.
Yeah.
And this is actually
coming
like one of
after
the
you,
first
Activision.
recorded strikes for like the video game industry. Like not necessarily just like people striking against video games, but in the industry itself, and specifically for like voice actors and stuff.
Okay.
So,
All right.
yeah.
We'll see if they get what they want.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, there's not a whole lot of information on there. I like searched for a lot of stuff, so
I
Yeah,
can
basically
understand
all said the same
some
thing.
lead performers getting back end, but
not
David Hayter's the
minor
biggest
ones.
one I saw on there. I mean, the
yeah,
girl that played
he's
Shepard.
obviously disposable.
Yeah, they just get rid of him for Kiefer Sutherland.
Yeah.
I like the guy, but
I love Kiefer Sutherland. I gotta say that.
Yeah,
I'll
but you do
defend him.
on the
I was
24.
pretty disappointed that they replaced David Hayter.
Yeah, I watched 6 seasons. I don't know. I watched all 8 seasons of 24.
There were 8 seasons.
Yeah, dude.
I came back with another one.
Oh, there we go. The 8th one wasn't that great.
Oh,
I'll be
okay.
honest.
I watched some of that show.
The
Never
5th
finished it.
season is amazing. That's the one with the president. Anybody watch 24?
No.
I
didn't
watched
know.
24 with. I thought they all had the president in some way.
No, they all have their no. If you would watch 24, you know what 5th season I'm talking about because like the president,
You would know which
the president in this season is
Is a dick? Is what?
I can't say
Is a
anything.
woman?
She's super
Is
hot. I
hot?
can't say anything, man.
Is super hot and a male?
It's too
like
good.
what?
It's
Clinton
too
from
good
the 80s.
because it's just too good. The first season, the 5th season, totally worth watching though. Of 24, those are like great television.
Dude, I finally canceled my HBO, so
Oh, did you?
I did.
I feel like I've paid for my years of not so much the paying of Game of Thrones. But
You paid for a few months of it, or 5 years of it, or
5 years, that's a bold statement.
There's
They'll
quite
be
a few
paying for it
seasons
when the
of,
next season comes out.
Yeah,
I'm
I'll
sure.
pick it up again.
Yeah.
I'll pick it up.
That's what we did over at my place. Cody was paying for it, and then as soon as Game of Thrones is over, just not paying for it until Game of Thrones comes back.
That's fair.
Yeah.
I mean, Jesus, that's the
The only reason why we want to watch. Yeah,
They got good movies.
Silicon
now.
Valley comes on the same time.
Silicon
yeah,
Valley
exactly.
was great. Yeah,
Have you watched it all the way through yet?
yeah. I did.
I wanted to watch it with you because it's just such a fucking funny show. It's like one of the best comedy shows ever.
I still think season 1 is the best, but
The part where they were talking about like how many
dicks?
guys they had to jack off.
That
I
one, and then
watched
the
that
What's
clip,
the dick to dick ratio?
that one's
Tip to
really
tip.
funny, but I laughed more. I laughed more at the episode where they had the artwork drawn on the,
yeah,
side
the
of the
Statue
building.
of
and it was
Liberty.
it was Statue of Liberty fucking the.
No, it was the dude. It was the guy dressed up as like an Amazonian warrior. Fucking,
And he was fucking the Statue
Oh
of
yeah,
Liberty.
yeah. That part made me laugh. Like a
He's like, oh, free, just lift it up, and they lift up in the garage.
yeah, and it's all this weed. And then the one guy buys it, and it's like the dude or the Statue of Liberty fucking the redhead dude.
Yeah, and the guy from Hooli just buys it, right?
Yeah. God, that show's good, man.
So fucking good.
You don't need to know anything about tech either. It's just fantastic.
All right, so I got some extra stuff for just some side news things that I thought you guys might enjoy.
Okay.
Google's
Doubt it.
DeepMind, its AI thing, is partnering with Blizzard to train the AI systems.
That's actually pretty cool.
They have already taught it how to play some.
Before you start snowing,
Dude, I just- I-
what
you
is
know,
what is Google
honestly, I
DeepMind?
just-
Do you
I
know
just-
what fucking Google DeepMind
I
is?
just fuck my mind turns off on all tech.
It is
news.
the
I just don't give
it
a
is
shit.
the most
Every time I hear something, oh, this cool thing with the virtual butt.
it's the highest functioning AI that we have right now. It can actually learn by itself. It can actually create its own opinion on stuff. So if you have intelligent AI in video games, that's awesome.
All right. So anyway, they've already taught it to play some Atari games, and now they've set their sights on StarCraft 2. They claim it's a more complex game than other AI research has gone into. So they've already taught DeepMind how to play like the complex game of Go, and like developed an algorithm to beat one of the world's best players. And so they're going to have the AI learn StarCraft 2 to beat the world's best player at that. And they think
It's
that
actually self-learning right now. Is what
and
it's
they
doing.
believe that the skills the AI will learn with StarCraft 2 will translate into like a bunch of different areas.
But there is a kill switch, right?
We don't want no
It isn't
Skynet.
It can actually dream already. They've made it like it can dream and then create images in its dream and stuff like that. It's you should look it up. It's some cool stuff.
Sounds really freaky.
Yeah, it's freaky.
I'm gonna just go live in the mountains in a little cabin and live off the land.
The Terminators will come after you.
We're gonna
Joe.
have to inception into its mind to shut it down.
If you
Plant the idea that Yahoo is better.
It will never believe that.
It's gonna be hard. We're gonna have to go back real fucking far.
It is a much better porn search.
That is true.
Google got, I don't know, they just suck now.
Well, Google gets kind of, they kind of prioritize.
Sensory?
Yeah, they're censor.
I'm pretty
happy.
sure Google in a certain point in time will
Not so much about
no
that.
longer link to pornographic images.
At some point, it seems like that's probably what it will do.
That's what it's going towards. That's what they're planning on doing. They're not going to link to pornographic images
I
anymore.
can't believe like the Facebook censoring they're talking about and the Google censoring and
YouTube system.
Google's not
YouTube
even
censoring.
Google anymore. You only go to like 30 pages and that's done. No matter how many results show up.
Yeah.
And so Google is legitimately they're cultivating the results of a search. And
Yeah.
that is and it's censoring what you're seeing.
It is. It's not right. The web should
I don't
be free.
think that's right. And you would think that Google, because they're a company about going to find things. Like I understand like Google Ads and bringing the ad sites above the actual sites.
Even if they're spam, yeah, I understand.
I understand that, but the idea that you would censor like what news.
Yeah,
comes
you
up
remember
and
that
stuff like
episode of Hooli where they were altering the results coming back so you wouldn't see any negative stuff about Hooli? That they base it off of Google because
That is
Google
what
did
Google
that.
did. Yeah, they like washed the searches. That's not right. I don't think they should be. Well, of course, I mean it is their search engine. So
yeah, that's the argument. But
yeah, I mean they can do it legally, but it's very bad to do it. And
although it's not really changing the internet necessarily, like their product is their search.
you mean
engine.
Google isn't the internet?
But it's not the only place you
What?
can use to search stuff.
But
I mean,
Chrome. That's like all day long I hear, but I'm on the Google. You mean Google Chrome?
no, the Google.
It's the internet.
it is a really good the Explorer. What do you call those?
Internet browser.
Internet
Browser,
browser. Yeah.
It is. It's great.
It's the
It's
best
getting
one.
kind of old, but
It's still
it is still better than the others.
It's
yeah.
still the best one. That Mozilla right after it, even though Mozilla has its own weird quirks. But
Mozilla can go fuck itself.
Mozilla likes to take up gig after gig of RAM if you don't turn it
Well,
off
no,
after a while. And then I'm like,
fucking
Jesus,
Chrome.
this thing's like 16 gigs.
Chrome's the RAM gobbler. It's what it does.
Does anybody remember Netscape?
RAM gap.
Yeah, I remember Netscape.
Netscape was still better than Internet Explorer back then.
How many Opera browsers
AOL,
out there? How many
dial-up.
Opera users?
Well, AOL is a ISP.
I never used
Dude,
AOL.
I fucking
I used AOL.
just like
My dad
last
worked
month
there
I talked to
before.
someone who was using the AOL browser. They were on a 2006 browser.
Ooh.
And you had issues, and they were calling in about those issues. I'm like, I can't help you there. That's a discontinued browser you're
yeah,
using.
yeah. The one I love is when they get on QuickBooks Desktop for like 2006, not working with the brand new operating system that Sierra or that Mac just came out. They're like, oh, this is just you strong arming us. I'm like, how is it strong arming? We sold that to you a decade ago, and you upgraded your fucking operating system. Of course, it's not going to work, you idiot.
Well, here's something funny. So,
God.
the system I work with, we allow people to export into the QuickBooks export file to upload into their system, but we only integrate with the desktop version, not the browser version of QuickBooks.
Yeah.
Only the desktop version.
Okay.
How old is the desktop version?
It's been around for a long time. But that's what I'm saying, though. Like, people expect their old tech to work with the brand new operating system. It's like, how can we be responsible for what Apple does 10 years after the fact?
require that we use Internet Explorer 9.
Look, I'm sorry, but Internet Explorer 9 is just not as secure as other browsers are right
It's
now.
a piece of shit.
They actually stopped working on that browser. And what's best is when they're like, oh, I'm on Internet Explorer 6. That's what we have to be on because the government. No, like Internet Explorer 6 is actually open to hack. So good luck.
I think they use like on the space stations. I think they use like Windows 3 or something. It's something really old because they can go in and like they know the system's problems like inside and out.
Yeah.
So if Windows has a problem, they have to reboot Windows for the space station. Like they know everything about that system.
Can you imagine?
And if they were to update it, it's risking.
Could you imagine
It's
being
risking like other problems that they.
Could you imagine
foresee.
being in the International
It's
Space
hilarious.
Station with the Internet Explorer like 11? No, Internet. So Windows 11 and being on hold with Microsoft.
guys, this is important. Like, can you get everyone?
We're down to 13 volts.
Yeah,
I'm going to have to transfer you to the tech department.
it's like, listen to me, sir. We are going to run out of fucking oxygen. Okay? We're working on fumes up here.
I understand.
I understand
the problem.
It literally takes 2 minutes.
Sir, I understand that you are agitated at this moment, but I'm going to have to ask you to calm down.
Let me tell you something.
Sir,
Fuck you! And then you just hang up.
Each time I say something to you, it takes a minute and a half for it to get from me to you. All right? Do you understand that? Do you understand what's happening here? I'm probably fucking dead already. All right?
I understand that you're agitated, but you have to calm down for me to assist you with this issue.
Do you hear that? That's the no air alarm.
The soundtrack to Gravity.
And now, if you subscribe to our $60 a month package, that we can assist you with these issues from now on.
Oh my god.
Oh, this is terrible. Okay.
Wow, that was like deep off track.
Yeah, just a little bit.
I don't even remember what you brought up.
It's Google.
Scrubbing.
Google.
Okay.
Google
Scrubbing
Yeah.
results, yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's what.
Google Terminator.
Yeah.
Googlenator.
The Googanator.
So the next thing I think you guys will enjoy, Diablo 3
This
is getting
fucking sucks. God.
Diablo 3 is getting a new Necromancer character, and the first game of Diablo will be playable in Diablo 3 next week.
Trophies?
How?
The original Diablo they're making a, I don't know, it's like a little update. It's an anniversary patch. It's going to feature a 16-level dungeon with the 4 main bosses from the first game. And then
So it's a remake of Diablo 1, but through Diablo 3.
But through Diablo 3, yeah.
Do you play your Diablo 3 character?
I guess you can. I'm not sure what
dude.
the thing is, but anyway,
I'm gonna tear that thing apart.
it has graphic filters to make Diablo 3 look like the original game.
What?
And
That's awesome.
the dungeon, well, I already said it's 16 levels deep, but the player character movement is limited to the 8 directions like it was in the original.
Nice.
Yeah.
That sounds awesome. I didn't realize it was that legit.
Yeah, I kind of want to play that.
I saw the Necromancer trailer, though. It looks cool.
Yeah. So there's the new character, and then
I guess one of the reasons why they didn't include it before is because with Diablo 2, when you had like the Necromancer class and you would have a bunch of people playing it and summoning a shitload of skeletons, it would just like crush the computer. Like it couldn't handle it. It was too much going on. And they didn't want to have that for Diablo 3 straight out of the gate. So they kind of ixnayed the Necromancer and then replaced it with the Witch Doctor that's kind of does that, but not to the same extent. Plus, you can only have one Witch Doctor in a class in one party in Diablo 3, so it cuts that out too.
And then the next thing is Leo, a Chinese chicken meat company, has slowly been buying out some game developers. Last year, they took over the developer behind Warframe, Digital Extremes, and now they bought out Splash Damage, the developers that made Brink and the Gears of War 4 multiplayer. So, I guess the major question is why? They have like no other holdings in video games outside of what they've just been doing recently.
Well,
so.
Square used to be a what was it, like power company?
It was. Yeah, it was a power company.
Maybe it's just
Shinra.
Yeah, dude, yeah.
They used to be Shinra.
Oh my god.
That's actually kind of funny. It's like, you know what we should do, guys? Just imagine that board meeting. You know, this energy thing just isn't quite working out. We should just start developing video games.
Yeah, well,
I think it was like the name of the video game for the company, like it was the name of the company, and it moved, it changed directions completely.
Yeah, like an extreme
Crazy.
change.
Yeah.
So from chicken to video games.
Yeah, I read an article. I don't know if it's true, but the person on there that wrote it said something like, I guess the reason that they're trying to get out of the chicken or like buying the other stuff is because the chicken business is too volatile. And they want something safer, like video games.
How is video games
Wait, hold on.
safer? Have they
It
not
doesn't matter
seen-
what the guy at the Popeyes guy says. Everybody still goes to Popeyes, right? Or is it Chick-fil-A? Am I
Chick-fil-A,
thinking
yeah.
Chick-fil-A?
Yeah.
Chick-fil-A. Everybody goes to Chick-fil-A regardless of what the guy says.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would say the chicken market.
They provide the chicken meat. They're not like a restaurant or anything.
Exactly.
The
Right.
chicken business
So,
behind the
like-
scenes can be real cutthroat. People are losing their heads over this.
Well,
Are you thinking about that for like 10 minutes?
No,
Cameron?
it just came to my head.
All
right
right,
now.
yeah, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. That's probably the funniest thing you've ever said on this show, Cameron.
The fucking windows on the International Space Station is gold.
All right.
but yeah, like so. I guess that's the reason because it's too volatile, and then
They're gonna
so,
fail.
Yeah,
You heard it here first.
Every
They're gonna
business
fail.
fails eventually.
Do they? Coke's still going?
Yeah, it's still
That's
going.
true. Yeah, Coke's strong
I mean, eventually everything's going to fail.
Yeah.
because of Google's DeepMind.
Now
No.
let's all cry.
No, in 6 million years when the sun is so big that it
Well, we'll
engulfs
tell you what
the Earth.
happens in about 3 days. We'll know what's going to happen to this country and if everybody's
No.
going to die.
I think we'll
it's
be
the end.
okay regardless.
Yeah, it's not that big of a deal.
Regardless of how shit the fucking nominations are.
Yeah, they're both trash.
You people did this.
You did this.
This is your fault.
Who did this?
Anyway. All right.
And so I found out that there's a new niche market popping up in Florida called they're like nerdy bars. There's one specifically that
Then you go into the parking lot and get cut.
I found what's called the Cloak and Blaster. It opened up and it's
Is that a gay bar?
no, it's it's a nerdy bar. I
You
told
sniff
you.
coke
It's
off of
got-
someone's dick.
It's it's like a 2-floor bar, and then there's like a whole floor dedicated to like video games, and they got like board games that people can play while they're drinking heavily. They also have like a restaurant in there, so you can like get
That
food
reminds
and
me,
stuff.
They
I
can't
took this
count,
picture.
but they can drink.
I took this picture because I wanted to show you guys. This was at a bar in.
To show us on the podcast.
Yes, a visual aid.
It's Tuesdays at 8 p.m. Geeks Who Drink. Is that a podcast?
No, that's at a bar
It
in.
does look like a podcast photo.
Yes, it does. But yeah, anyway, so there's like a bunch of these nerdy bars popping up all over Orlando.
Let's see if they travel.
So we can Tuesday night
kinda
go
wanted-
join Geeks Who Drink.
Yeah.
Kind of wanted some of those over here.
I thought you weren't going to drink ever again.
I just want the bar. That's all I want.
Do you know what's a good idea? Let's
wants-
fucking open a sports bar.
Guys,
He
let's
wants
buy a
to
bar.
be a designated driver.
What are we going to call
Oh,
it, Caleb?
Jesus
I
Christ.
know.
What are we going to call it, Caleb?
Wouldn't it be funny if like
I
Caleb
don't know.
became
Puzzles.
a better driver?
Yeah,
When he was drunk.
why is it called puzzles?
He's our
That's a
designated
puzzle.
drunk driver.
Oh, okay, so anyway, the next thing everybody probably already knows is that U-Ball calls it quits. He's no longer making video game movies. U-Ball, whatever. Anyway, so he was, I guess, one of the quotes that he said before, like in an interview with somebody about this was, he's like, "You're safe now. No more video games based on movies. Enjoy the so much better
More
ones,
video
like
games based on movies?
well, by him. He's enjoy the so much
catch
better
it.
ones like Silent Hill 2, Prince of Persia, Resident Evil 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and Warcraft.
All of those are better than his, so I don't know what he's
I
laughing
mean-
at.
They are rated better than his, that's for sure. on Rotten Tomatoes. We will make up our own opinion on that.
Yeah, eventually. We're going to have to watch all of his movies and every other one.
No, we'll have to watch Alone in the Dark and Blood Rain.
That's a
Is
good
there
game.
anything else?
House of the Dead.
Is that based on a game?
Yeah.
Yeah,
House
all
of
of,
the Dead's
a lot of his movies are.
It's a shooter. It's like a rail shooter.
Someone gave us shit on our blog about how I didn't
And
know a
then-
game that came up.
And then there was one.
Yeah.
What game?
I don't remember what game. But there was a game that I didn't know the title to. We got shit for it. I got shit for it.
Oh, I wonder if it was a deep pull.
I don't
Maybe.
know.
Although, regarding Joe's knowledge, probably wasn't that deep. Of a
Look,
pull.
man, this is not. If anybody's listening to like all the episodes, I think they know that there are games that I've never heard of.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm here for the personality on the show.
Oh,
Is
there's
that your,
another one.
Is that your purpose here?
That is my purpose here.
Oh, wow.
Okay. Well, another one.
All right,
that
I'll
I
just shut
remembered.
up and tell me how exciting this episode is going to be.
Well, I can't because I haven't listened to it yet.
Why not?
Because I'm here now. Stupid fuck.
Oh, Joe's just turned up his mic. He's no longer going to talk. He's just going to be a bitch. That's what I'm getting from this. Everybody make
The silence.
everybody make fun of
He's
him
going to give
now.
us the silent
Well, it's
treatment.
only silent because
Such a
you
woman.
jarred Caleb's train of thought, and now he doesn't know what he wants
Okay,
to.
next thing.
Where he's at as far as
Yeah,
the
fuck
game
you.
goes.
All right, so I have some rumors here. Yeah, I know nobody likes rumors, but CD Projekt Red has called for a meeting that may mean that they're trying to fight off a hostile takeover. They're like calling to see if they can buy back their shares from some of their shareholders, and nobody knows who's trying to buy them, but a lot of speculation believes it's EA.
Oh wow!
Yeah, which is something I would much love to avoid. EA having that.
So hostile takeover is people dying over this?
No, what it is they're buying up enough of their shares that they own the company.
Yeah, that they
And they're-
control everything.
Apparently, it sounds like the shareholders that are buying shares, they don't know who they are, and the fear is that it's one particular entity
Yes.
collecting enough to then own a majority of the company, which is pretty fucked up.
Yeah,
But if you're going to put your stuff out there, that's what happens when you open up to the stock market. You get bought out by people when you sell your fucking shares to them.
yeah.
So
That would be awful if
what was
fucking EA
the
got
company's name again?
CD Projekt Red, the guys who make the Witcher games. And then also Ubisoft is also fending off a hostile takeover from Vivendi, who owns Blizzard Entertainment
Their
and
stock
Sierra
is
Entertainment.
Their stock is pretty decent. It's like $40 a share.
Wait, what gaming company?
Vivendi.
No, okay. What did Vivendi make?
They own Blizzard Entertainment and Sierra Entertainment.
No, what are they taking over?
Oh, they're taking
selling.
Ubisoft.
Ubisoft. Okay.
Yeah,
selling
they
stocks.
made
That's not bad.
the Far Cry games and the Assassin's Creed games.
EA ruins things.
Can you say that
Yeah.
one person
Blizzard
can buy
doesn't-
X amount of stocks?
Yeah, but Blizzard is like
I don't think so.
not the owner of the company.
And how do you prevent companies being taken over all the time?
must be
By
something.
having employees own the stock. You give stock to employees.
Okay, so you
Yeah,
get the
you buy
majority
back
to your own
Diversify the
employees.
Christ out of it so that not one person has a ton. But if they all sell to one person.
So this whole time you thought your company's being nice by giving you some stocks in the company, but they're just protecting their own interests. Is why they're doing it.
That's
Possibly.
Yeah, it's smart.
Plus, they want you to
smart.
They want you to stick around.
They want you to believe that you have value.
Oh, you're really cynical today, King.
Yeah, maybe just a little bit.
I don't work
You
for a
got
company
stock
that has
in,
publicly
Chevron?
traded stock.
No, I don't have stock in Chevron because I don't work for Chevron.
Oh. Well, what is it?
I work for.
You should
Well, it's a
come work
private
for the
company.
Maverick, is what you should do.
Maverick? No, I don't know if that's a good idea. So
Mavericka?
yeah, no Mavericka. No,
Okay,
Mavericka.
this is
It's
spiraled.
devolving, yeah.
It is,
Let's
it is
go.
devolved.
Well, that's all I got for
Okay,
for
all
our
right.
news section here.
That's awesome. Okay, so real quick, I want to remind people not remind people, but let people know we got some nominations for the game that's going to be played 7 weeks from now.
Yes.
And it will be Cameron and Caleb Schweiss. And you want to hear the nominations now?
Yes, sir.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Okay, Cameron, you've nominated Assassin's Creed 2 and Metroid Prime. Why Assassin's Creed 2 and why Metroid Prime?
I loved Assassin's Creed 2. One was the one that sparked the interest in this Assassin's Creed series, but then number 2 was the one that was beautiful. It was just a fun all-around game. And then Metroid Prime, I remember that one Christmas years and years ago where I got my brand new GameCube and Metroid Prime was the game I got on it. GameCube.
Dude, it's freaky. I remember being in a Shopco, just like standing around, and one of the TVs next to me had the GameCube demo, and it would just randomly say GameCube, like in that creepy whisper. It would be like GameCube, and it made me jump like 8 feet high. It was like the scariest fucking thing on the planet. So now the GameCube sound is just freaky.
Anyways, playing the Metroid Prime game, it's a really fun. It's a first person shooter, yes, but it's a puzzle game at the same time. And it was
Too much for you?
and it was just a lot of fun. I never beat it as a kid. I had parents who had a rule of 30 minutes of video game a day, and that was just not enough time to actually make it through a level.
It's like barely enough time to turn on the video game and then save your spot.
Move a step.
And then
save,
in the
turn
Metroid
off.
game, you can't. You can only save in certain save locations. You couldn't save in the middle of the game.
Yeah, that doesn't sound like a game you should be playing if you only have 30 minutes.
That's what I had. It's all I had as a kid, and I do want to play and beat that game.
Okay. So that's our first. That's a Nintendo nomination. So y'all better shut the fuck up.
It's a Nintendo nomination, but it is a shooter.
It is. All right, Schweiss, you have nominated one game that one of us nominated last time,
Yes.
and then a sequel to a game you just played.
Yeah.
Mass Effect and Silent Hill 2.
Yeah, Mass Effect is a game that I really want to play. And if you remember my disappointment last week at it losing, I kind of want to give it another shot here. And I've owned it for years. I tried to play it before. I got really completionist on it, and I couldn't finish one of the quests like super early on, and I just kind of stopped playing it. And Silent Hill 2 is supposed to be one of the best survival horror games in existence, so I want to play that because of that reason. And it's on the top 100 games of all time list, so
The compiled one that we've all put on our blogs.
yes, I want to knock
Okay.
another one off.
May have to play that one as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's why I chose those two, and I hope your vote goes with me.
And the vote will be on nudeclan.net. We found out last week. We found out why Armored Core for Answer suddenly had a bunch of votes.
Yeah.
And, whoa, holy shit.
So what happened is apparently someone saw our tweet on Twitter about a game poll, checked it out, saw one of their favorite series, Armored Core, and got super excited, went to a bunch of fan sites, got a bunch of people to vote on it. Guys, this is completely fine. If you want to get other people to vote on a game, go for it. The thing I was afraid of was that someone was
Well, it was just like there was no votes for it, or like there was a couple, and then there was
a ton.
A ton.
Yeah, just
So it seemed like there was foul play, but I guess there wasn't.
Yeah, so we will be playing Armored Core 4 Answer.
Yeah.
If you guys have little communities that you want to get involved with our voting, go for it. Like, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, we're always cool with other people checking out our site.
Yeah, just
possibly
hold
the
down, make them
podcast,
listen
so.
to an episode. That'd be great.
Yeah, please.
Yeah, so
Download and listen.
I think the only time we'll
You guys
get
voted for this game. You
concerned-
might as well please listen to that episode. Dear God.
I think we'll only pretty much get concerned if it's if we have more votes than we have listeners. That's when
yeah,
I'll be
which has
concerned.
happened before.
It's happened once,
And that one, yeah, that combined with last week's is basically why we got so pissed off.
Are we talking about the time that Caleb cycled it 1,000 times so that his game would win?
No, I didn't cycle it.
No.
I just went in and typed in 1,000. I don't have to cycle.
You fucking bastard.
I control this place. You understand? No, we can go in and change the number like to whatever we want.
We don't.
No, we don't.
Right.
Unless I'm just trying to fuck with Greg, but
douche.
and then I do. But yeah, so that's what happened with the Metroid, or not the Metroid, geez, the Armored Core game. I did pick it up for PS3, so I'm going to try to play through
Jeez,
it.
that's an expensive game.
Yeah, I'm looking at Metroid Prime here on GameCube. Yeah.
It's
$80.
it's an $80 game.
How much for
You
like?
can
Oh
find it
yeah,
for
dude,
less
it's a
than
Nintendo
that.
game. Of course, it's going to be that much.
Why?
That's
they're
why you
sick.
get the $30 copy that's on the Wii.
Okay, that's what I'll
30?
do.
Yeah, it's
30?
Yeah,
God!
it was like
Why is it so expensive?
It's
Came
even
out like a
cheaper on
decade
the
ago.
I should have kept the game and then sold it.
Look, don't talk about
For
it
a
anymore.
profit.
Or it's going to win.
on the Wii U, dude. It's like $30 for Metroid Prime 1, 2, and 3.
It is a good game.
That's not
though.
that bad.
Yeah,
Yeah, I would have to buy the worst console this generation, the Wii U, to get that. But
yeah. The dead one that
It is.
Nintendo is no longer producing.
yeah,
Yeah,
I'd have to buy a used
it's no
one.
longer producing, which
When's the Switch coming
makes
out?
people mad.
It sounds like it just makes you mad.
Switch is coming
Well,
out next year. Yeah, people.
It's the beginning of
didn't
next
buy
year
it.
around March.
People didn't buy it and people didn't give a shit. Okay, so the nominees, once again, Assassin's Creed 2, Metroid Prime, Mass Effect, and Silent Hill 2. We deal with twos.
Yes, we
What
do.
we do.
Only sequels.
All right, do we want to get fat for a bit?
Yeah, we can do that.
Might as well.
Let's get fat. What have you been doing, Craig? How's life?
Life is good. Life is good. Making more money at my work than I previously thought. So that's nice.
Are you gonna be able to afford that plane ticket?
Yeah, I will.
Okay.
Gonna be going to KupoCon in January.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's gonna be hot.
All right.
I have never been to New York before, so
So
there's that.
wait, when is KupoCon and
Have
when
you
does it
ever been
begin? When
outside
does
of
it
Utah?
end?
Yeah, I've been outside of
He
Utah.
went to Vegas
He went
with
to
us.
Colorado with us as well.
Yeah, I've been at least those places.
4 states,
I've also
okay.
been to Florida and Oregon.
Oh.
Yeah.
So when does
So, like,
KupoCon
5
start?
states.
January 29th.
I've been to, like,
something like
So
that.
January 29th, and then when does it end?
Let me check my
Oh,
calendar.
and Idaho.
6.
Idaho, man.
Ends on January 29th. as
Idaho,
well. It's just
Idaho.
one day.
Oh, it's just a one-day thing. So how long are you guys going to be out there?
We're gonna be there the day before as well. We got
We're going to be there from the
Distance
27th to the 31st,
So
I believe.
when are we going to film that episode of Nude? And I'm just going to be here all by myself.
all by myself.
We'll figure it out. We can maybe pre-record it earlier in the week or something.
Or maybe we'll get like 3 listeners from KupoCon and just do a live show.
That would be
Yeah, we
interesting.
could do that for Ultima.
You guys have to clap for 2 people apiece.
Yeah, come on. Double clap. All right. Cameron.
So I've been good on my.
Cameron, you're leaning back and going back into the microphone. It's driving me fucking nuts. Because every time you have to respond to something, because he got this lazy chair that he's in now, he's like 6 feet away. He's like, oh, it's my turn to talk. Oh, now I'm here.
So I just finished another book. So I'm at 10 books so far this year. I just finished Sum of All Fears, Tom Clancy, and then I decided to
not
watch
great.
the Sum of All Fears movie, and it is by far just so changed from the book.
The movie's not great.
The movie
I've only
sucks.
ever watched the movie.
So I watched the movie, Ben Affleck and Morgan Freeman, and maybe as a standalone 90s movie it can eke by, but it's by no means.
It's really mediocre.
It's a mediocre movie. They changed so many different facts from the book, and no, it was as a movie. The book is so much better.
Yeah, I'm gonna Hunt for Red October is way better.
Yeah, Hunt for Red October is like a star. It's closer to the book as well.
Patriot Games, pretty good movie too.
Patriot Games. I don't think I
At least
have. I
last time
watched that one.
I watched it as a teenager and I loved it. So
Who is? In
I might
that
have
one?
loved Some of All Fears back then too.
Who was in that one?
It's Harrison Ford, you know.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I
He's
have
got
seen
the flag
that one.
on his shoulder.
Good old
Maybe it's
Harrison
just a
Ford.
design. I don't know.
Yeah, so I'm up on that. Yeah,
Yeah.
that was it was interesting.
How's your finances?
Better.
Tell us about your apartment situation.
Oh, you want me to get into that?
Yeah, because they I think there's got to be at least a handful of listeners that like listen to everything we do, and I think they'll know.
They just want to know.
the Cody Sarah Chronicles,
let's
and then
just-
this is the continuation. This is like the sequel from the Cameron point of view.
Let's maybe wait for the situation to develop a little bit more.
No, go ahead.
Fuck. Anyways, I love this apartment. You know, besides who I live with, I love this place as a place. It's been a home to me for a little bit, you know.
I would hope so.
But
You live there.
but apparently the one woman who pays for the other half of the place,
The one woman,
Sarah can't she can't afford it anymore because Cody doesn't have a fucking job, and so they are looking to move into.
He's a trophy husband, but he is disgusting.
Yeah, he's like the fourth place
How
ribbon at
long
the county
has he
fair.
been without a
husband.
job now?
This is at least 5 months now. Jobless.
5 months? I thought it was like a year.
No, he had a job, then he just stopped going to it.
Oh, Caleb,
He just,
you don't
he
understand.
just stopped.
He just stopped.
No. Fifth place ribbon at
Caleb's
the county
on-
fair husband is what he is. No trophy.
I don't
Not even
know,
a first
dude,
place
like,
ribbon.
No, he'd be like near last
Fifth
place.
placed in a contest that only had 4 entries.
He's got shit teeth.
Even she has gotten to the point where, why do you always say don't worry about it? What I'm like, what are you gonna do with the Bronco? Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Like, she questions that now?
Yeah.
I was fucking questioning that a month in. It's like, fucking stop saying don't worry about it. I'm about to,
When are you going to pay the power bill? Don't worry about it.
Exactly. We got the notice on our door again the other day. I'm like,
I'm fucking worrying about it, all right? It's off.
I'm like, hey, so we're gonna get, are we gonna pay before the power shuts off? Don't worry about it. It's taken care of.
God, Cody.
If it's taken care of, why is there a fucking notice on the door, man?
But anyways, they're gonna move into an $800 a month, and I'm like, but I'm gonna still be paying.
Where are they
I
moving?
don't know.
I would like to
close
know where
by.
these $800 a month apartments
So
are.
she said she found a $700 one and a $900 one. So I'm gonna push for the $900 one because I'm still gonna just be paying my third is what I'm gonna be paying. But if we get Joe back in there and if another individual, we can stay in that place and actually have a nice, clean townhome.
I would do it, but I mean,
He's got his own townhome.
yeah, I can't.
Man, if your place had another room, I would.
Yeah, I wish it did. We got
I
the
got
closet.
an idea for you, Schweiss, that'll benefit all of us.
Okay.
Here's what you do. You sell this house. You get a house with a mother-in-law basement apartment.
Okay.
You let 2 of us rent from you down there, and then 1 of us rent from you upstairs as well. Your rent, your house payment covered plus probably a few
you can
$100.
make money off of this.
You will make money off of this purchase. At some point, we will leave. You'll be able to keep renting that thing off, pay off that house really early, sell that, get an even better house. I'm telling you, man, it's a beautiful plan. And
It benefits me, so you should really do
benefits
this.
me, so you really should do it.
Well, I say we just have you stay under the staircase here.
Be like Harry Potter.
Yeah, I'll even deliver little letters with your acceptance to Hogwarts. Your childhood wet
What's a
dream.
fucking owl doing in here, man?
Yeah, it's like attacking you. You're like, oh God! What the fuck is that?
The owl's super pissed off because it has this full-size letter just taped to
Yeah.
it.
What the fuck was that, man? There's something in the fucking under the stairs, dude. I was able to fight it off and shove it back in, but I do not know what the fuck it was.
Dude, it's rampant.
Yeah. The fucking door's coming down. You gotta get here.
Caleb's just like outside in the backyard pumping owls in through the kitchen window.
No, better yet, to make it go into his little closet, you throw some dead mice in there.
I thought you loved Harry Potter, Joe.
Oh, that can cover your costs.
Yeah, it
Having a
could. Yeah.
mother-in-law basement.
It would cover. You have to think about it. No pressure. But,
Here in Provo, Orem, somewhere around here, it'd be nice. Just, it's a possibility.
Look, man, I had to fight for a part in your movie. And then you come to me with this.
No.
All right.
all right. What are you up to, Caleb?
Well, spending way too much money. I got the sweet collector's edition of World of Final Fantasy. That was about $120.
$120 you could be getting from tenants.
Yeah. It'd be way more
God
than
damn
that.
it, Joe. Just calm yourself.
Yeah, that's not the price point that's going to convince me to get
Joe,
with this.
I would be paying. Sorry, Caleb. I know I can front $400 a month. to you.
Okay, so I've been thinking about it. Go ahead. Actually, I'll wait till you're done.
So yeah, blowing money, but still able to cover my normal extra costs. Still pumping my money into my home. Hopefully that'll work out. And school's going fine. It's starting to get near the end, and there's a ton of shit I need to work on, but I'm just like super lazy lately, so that kind of sucks. But I don't know. And what else? Reading. I still haven't finished that second Game of Thrones book, but I am closer. I think I only have like 80 or 90 pages left.
And this is the second book you've read all year?
No, this is like the fifth.
I've been,
I thought it was like
some
how many-
He only started reading so much because we
Did
made
you
fun
have
of him.
like 3 last time?
Last time what?
Last time we talked about this?
No, I've had 4. I read the Game of Thrones, the first Game of Thrones book, How to Win Friends and Influence People, the Anne
Did it
Rand
work?
book. Yeah, I'm great at it now. That's why I'm less of a dick lately.
Oh, is that
I'm
what you
trying,
call that?
Yeah, yeah.
He's actually trying not to be a dick.
I am. I'm trying really
Just
fucking
not to
hard.
us, though.
Now,
These motherfuckers.
I would say maybe not so much to you guys, but no. And then I read it's like Excellent Presenter, and then also Difficult Conversations, and I'm almost done with the second Game of Thrones book. So fuck you.
How many of those are required reading for
Wasn't
your
there an
classes?
Ayn Rand book somewhere in there?
Yeah, I said that one early on.
Oh.
It was a really short one. How much are required?
Yeah, for your classes.
3 of them. Although, you know what sucks is I don't know how I would count like a textbook, because I've read every actual chapter, but then they have like a ton of extra stuff at the end. So like,
I guess count it right.
Don't we
at the
do
end
it
of
by
the year.
pages?
well, I guess we do it by pages, but I can't go on to like Goodreads, which is, since it has a list, I'm obsessed with.
Hey,
the
you know
idea
what?
Of,
Put forth the extra effort in your class and read the whole fucking textbook.
dude, it's
beginning to
sick.
end. Do
It's
it.
too much.
Count the pages.
Look, man, the guy teaches us
You'll
from
only
the
be a
guy
better-
teaches us from fucking.
You will only be a better
PowerPoints. He doesn't know
businessman.
shit.
You will only be a better businessman in the long run.
Yeah.
Make him an offer you can't refuse.
Yeah, I will. Hey, stop reading from the slides or I'm going to fucking blow your brains out. That's a good offer. No, and movies,
Well, it's a offer.
I've been watching very few movies lately. I stopped grabbing them from the school because there were 2 weeks in a row where I just kept
Forgot?
the movies. Yeah, I didn't have time. And I had to kind of like, I'm sorry, get my fees waived.
They
kind of thing.
forgive you all the time, though, EVU.
Yeah, but they're
They're like, you want me to just get rid of this? You just have to ask. It's
The
like,
weekend does count though for fines.
Oh, does it
Yeah, it was like $12
oh,
that I
shit.
owed.
I'm sorry.
They
was
didn't.
me.
They waived it though.
Okay, good.
But I've just not had the time trying to grind out these video games to catch up to this piece of shit over here that keeps usurping my rightful place.
You mean
top.
my rightful place?
Yeah, you're just
Either
keeping-
way, Caleb's going.
You're
up
just
there.
keeping the seat real warm for me, is all. Real toasty.
I'm keeping it. That's just the end of the sentence. Is that I'm keeping it.
All right. I probably can't catch up because you're sick, but.
Yeah, I'm like 5 games ahead of you.
Well, you should have been 2 ahead if you weren't a motherfucker and beat 3 this week.
4.
4.
Just
Sorry.
go find all those like 2-hour games and beat them.
Dude, I don't want to pay for them.
Just do the free couple of games from
PlayStation Plus games.
Plus.
I do have a bunch of PlayStation Plus games that I
Those
have.
are all like 4 to 8 hours.
And I kind of feel like I should play some of them, because I'm paying for this service that I don't really use that often. I don't go online for PlayStation games.
yeah, you're pretty much paying for the
Super
games now.
often, yeah.
Yeah, so I always thought, I know they're for free, but they're games I don't want to play anyway, so why download them and just have them clutter up my
Dude, if
game
you had a
space?
PS3, you would have good ones. There's
Yeah.
Dragon Age a little while ago. There's the what the fuck is it?
Yeah, of course.
I almost said Stick of Truth 2, but Costume Quest 2. It's a fun little RPG.
They got the Siren that you wanted to play.
Yeah, and it's not in my downloads anymore, so I don't know where that went.
Oh,
But
fun.
Yeah, that's great. I was going to
Making some space, were you?
Some God of War, Chains of Olympus, and
Is it Chains of Olympus on the PSP?
It is, but
I
they
beat
re-released
that.
it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
So
it's
yeah,
on the PS3 now,
everything's
so-
been going all right. I've become obsessed with the idea of like collector's editions for games, so that's probably going to be a bad thing for me in the future, especially for the Final Fantasies.
You're gonna have to get like a new bookcase just for collector's editions.
Hopefully, and I hope they come out with Final Fantasy 12 collector edition again, so I could buy it for the second time.
For the second time.
Yeah, I bought the original FF12 collectors, and I'm going to buy that remaster if they have it.
Yeah. All they're going to include is that same DVD.
Yeah, that same piece of shit. It'll be a Blu-ray this time, though. So there's that.
Oh, you think it'll be a Blu-ray? I hope it's just CD again.
Yeah. It's not
So
even a
you just-
DVD. It's just a fucking
Yeah, it's
CD-ROM.
like just auditory.
Yeah. So yeah, that's it. It's going fine. Yeah.
Sweet. Well, I've marathon Parks and Recreation for the last 2.5 weeks, and I'm almost done with it.
How was that?
It's great. It's a great
in
show.
comparison to
more
30 Rock.
Office.
I'm sorry, could you all talk at the same time so I can understand you?
How was it in comparison to 30 Rock?
To 30 Rock's better.
Okay.
Yeah.
How about The Office?
That's what I thought.
The Office is better as well, but it's really good.
So it's a crap show. Is it?
No, fuck you.
All these other shows are much better.
I
but-
love those shows, but The Office, like, laugh amounts, it's much higher. But there's some great stuff. If you like The Office, you'll like Parks and Rec. It's similar, and it's also really funny. And it also has Rashida Jones in it again, who I enjoy seeing.
You got a little tab for her.
And she's in every episode up until like the 6th season. So it's like Office, she was only in for like a season and a half, but she's in Parks and Rec like almost the whole time. It's nice. Besides that, I have been continuously job searching. And so far I've fallen short quite a bit.
Yeah.
Tomorrow I have an interview after I had taken their fucking long ass assessment. I had to go, like, it was for a troubled teenager facility. And so I'll be there keeping watch at night.
So you're going to be selling them drugs, is what you're telling me.
Well, I mean, that's part of
Something to
it.
keep the kids asleep.
Yeah. You want some shit?
No, I had to go over there to take the assessment. It was like 65 questions. And I guess
What
I
kind of
passed
questions
the
were
assessment.
these?
Now
Are
I
you allowed
gotta-
to say?
They were like, if you have a problem with someone, who do you go talk to about this thing? It's similar, but it all has to do with like their business.
So the answer isn't always a roundhouse kiss to the face.
No.
Is that an
that's-
option every time, though?
Never.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
That should
Someone
be an
acts up.
E. Roundhouse kick. Hell yeah. Dude, I just
Anyway.
answered E and I got the job.
I think it pays like $10 an hour, which is kind of crappy. $10 an hour, full time.
Other than that, you can sleep it.
Nighttime.
Can you just sleep the time away and listen
You
until you
can't
need it?
sleep it. I think every 15 minutes you have to do checks on people.
So this is like an asylum or like
Actually, it's very similar. Yes.
You got to play the Disturbed album the whole time?
I don't know, man. I've been doing a lot of research on
Down
this
with the
place, and
sickness.
I'm not sure if I'm digging the thought of working there, but I'm
The
so
mental
fucking
sickness.
desperate for employment. I don't fucking know what I'm going to do. So, I don't know.
You should just do it.
That's what I've
I
been
think
working
this
on.
is just like a foreshadow for the future.
What do you
So
mean?
desperate for employment with his degree.
Oh.
Yeah, maybe.
Well, at least I'll have a degree.
Yeah, but if it doesn't do you any good, I mean, what's the point?
Hey, you know, if you
It's
learn,
a fallback degree. So, in other words, I can go get a job at a
Yeah.
federal job that'll have incremental wage
like
increases.
it's like one of our main
and I
programmers.
can
Like I
be
said before,
half-assed.
one of our main programmers, like I said before,
Half-assed
has
government
a degree
employee.
in
Yeah, that's
film
right,
and
dude.
art.
That's the dream.
That is, that's the
To
fallback.
siphon money from the
fallback dream.
the American people. That's a good dream there.
That's the fallback. Is
That's classic.
government work at the VA or some shit.
Oh, at least you'll be doing good
DMV.
stuff, right?
Pits everybody off.
No, oh yeah, you could do that, but I think that's not quite the same. I don't think that's a federal job.
Oh.
Yeah, I think that's like with the city.
Do you think people have to
that might be
pay
with
to
the
work
state.
at the DMV?
I have no idea. I think that's with the state. I don't think that's federal. Yeah.
Dude, someone tweeted us the other day at my work, and they said that they'd rather get their fingernails ripped off at the DMV than deal with our support line. So they would be like a 3-hour long process of getting their nails ripped off. It's pretty good.
Anyway.
I wanted to retweet that, but I obviously would probably get fired for doing it. Retweeting hard.
All right, one of us needs to find it and do it.
Yeah. Yeah. do
All
it.
right. So I think that's going to be it for this week, guys. Make sure you vote on the game by just clicking on this episode at nudeclan.net. And what's our next review? Oh, it's South Park Stick of Truth in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
We're going to do some next week, I believe. We got some History of Video Games Part 3 coming up.
What's the treat gonna be?
Part 3 or part 4?
It doesn't have to be meat sticks
Probably
anymore.
a kiss on the cheek.
Okay.
I don't know if I want that prize.
Yeah.
Might intentionally lose.
Maybe a kiss on the dick, but not the cheek.
Oh, whoa.
I don't want any of that sweet shit.
Yeah, you want to suck my popsicle?
Don't you still owe him a blowjob?
No, I think it was.
Yeah,
rescinded.
they
It was
absolved it in
redacted
some other
for
way.
something.
I
It was
guess.
like food or some shit.
God damn it. Why would you
No.
ever do that?
Because he's never going to give me the fucking blowjob.
It's true. You might as well owe him
I don't
something
really
else.
want him to.
I don't think he wants it.
Well, the deal was either he does it or he
found
finds someone to do it for you.
Yeah, but the person I'd have to find is.
Yeah, but we went to Vegas a couple times. I mean, come on.
Yeah, but the people
There's
that
a
I
truck
could.
stop in Springville.
Hey, here's-
Actually pretty.
The Flying J.
Hey, here,
Flying J, dude.
here's $50.
Yeah. Go to
The bathroom of Denny's.
town. Yeah.
I would.
Get an old lady with like fake teeth.
I heard
Just,
the
like,
gums
pops
are the
them out.
best.
Pops out the dentures.
The gummer.
Oh, fuck.
It's a gum job.
Oh, man.
All right.
$50 probably cover it though.
Oh, where else?
More than cover it.
You go to Facebook.com/Nude Clan Podcast is nude spelled NEWD. You can also see us playing the games live at Twitch.tv/Nude Clan Gaming. That's nude spelled the normal way. You can tweet me at Joseph Goulier.
Me and Obsidian Bob.
Me at Nude Clan Cam.
Me at UFF Podcast.
And make sure to check out our other shows, Ultimate Final Fantasy, the Godzilla Podcast, Super Sexy Swinging Fan Fiction. And we are talking about possibly doing a Patreon for Nude Clan.
Yeah, we're still in the process of coming up with review or with tiers and rewards that we can all agree upon. And
But
so,
until then, we do have an Amazon link. You can click through at nudeclan.net, and whatever you buy on Amazon gives us a small kickback. And also, there is a PayPal link if you want that as well.
yeah, if you guys want to throw us a few bucks. Another thing, keep the reviews coming. We got another film that we're going to be watching coming up soon, and all reviews are open for winning that. So keep hitting us up with those, and we look forward to sending that out. Also, dude who we owe the Street Fighter movie to, I keep forgetting to go to the post office on days where it's open and where I can type in your crazy postal thing. So, yeah.
You have to type that in?
Well, when I do the auto, the little machine, it just has numbers.
Oh.
So I have to actually talk to someone at the post office.
Oh.
And I keep forgetting to go there on days that I have time for that. So,
Goddamn Canadians.
yeah. So we'll get it
Messing
to
up
you.
our shit.
We'll get it to you. I just don't know when.
Oh, boy. All right. Okay, we will see you guys next week.
Enjoy the nude.
May the list go on.
Live always in the nude.
Fuck off.
Yeah!